I'm Irving, and I have no life. But I do have a complete set of Halo games, and that's just as good.
The Ballad of Irving. Irving. Big Fat Irving. Big Sport Irving. The 142nd fastest gun in the West.
At the end of the second Halo game, the Covenant's head prophet, who calls himself Truth of all things, had hopped a big Forerunner ship and was heading to Earth to find the Ark, which I guess is a sort of central control for all the Halo rings. Master Chief hitched a ride. On the outside of the ship, of course, because he's Master Chief and he can do that. As the opening scene unfolds, Cortana tells us more about the relationship between the Spartans and the AIs. She says they let the AI choose which Spartan they wanted to be paired with. So she's a lot more than a ship's AI from the Pillar of Autumn? Or is she assigned to Master Chief and was just serving as the ship's AI? You know what? It really doesn't matter whether something's been retconned. Let's listen in.
But you had something they didn't. Something no one saw but me. Can you guess? Luck.
I'll give you one guess what that meteor was. Or should I say, who?
This ain't good. Damn. How far did he fall?
2 kilometers. Easy.
Stay sharp. Gorman?
His armor's locked up. Gel layer could have taken most of the impact. I don't know, Sergeant Major.
Radio for VTOL. Heavy lift gear. We're not leaving them here.
Yeah, you're not.
Oh, crazy fool. Why do you always jump? One of these days, you're gonna land on something as stubborn as you are. And I don't do bits and pieces.
He jumps because he's Master Chief and he can do that. I believe he just proved it. We get the preliminaries out of the way and are just about to get into the game proper when...
Hey, wait! The Arbiter's with us! Come on now. We've got enough to worry about without you two trying to kill each other.
Yeah, Master Chief didn't see that part of the last game, so we can forgive him. With the Arbiter leading the way, you head off toward evac, but it's not going to be easy. Well, of course it's not. At this point, you can go 2-player with one of you playing as Master Chief and the other as the Arbiter. We've been able to do split screen in the other games, but it was always just a duplicate of Master Chief. Here you have 2 distinct characters with distinct abilities and personalities. Very nice. My only problem is, Notorny always insists on playing as the Arbiter and running off and being a kill hog. Ow! Well, it's true! Okay, sorry. Anyway, I'm only going to use single-player footage for this review, but if you have a gaming buddy, definitely give the split screen a try. It's a kick.
Hey. I'll kill you! Everything like it!
The grunts are as efficient as ever. Whoa, what's that thing? We have a new addition with this game, gadgets. That's a bubble shield, and there are a few others. For the most part, I didn't find them all that useful, but as always, your mileage may vary.
The prophets are liars, but you are fools to do their bidding.
There's only one left, so I think you mean the prophet are a liar. We have some new toys, too. That's a brute version of a needler called a spiker. Of course, because everything's bigger in Brute Land. Oops, who did that? There's something a little odd about the grunts.
We're doomed!
No, that's normal. But what happened to the voice? Those helium voices are one of the most entertaining things about the first two games, but this time the voices are lower pitched, they enunciate differently. I don't know what happened, but it seems to me this could have been done better. Meanwhile, the jackals are still working with the bad guys. But it was nice of them to move their shields aside so I could hit them. I'm starting to think the jackals are even dumber than the grunts.
They could only make chattering.
Yeah, we already did that joke. Hey, the elites could only say wart, 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 and ah, old woman in the first game, and they learned English, so there's hope for anybody, even the jackals. Several of the controls changed from the second game to the third one, which gave me no end of trouble the first time I played. I'd think I was doing something, and instead I'd throw a grenade at a rock. I can't help wondering why the change, but it doesn't matter. As before, I've only done this on the Xbox 360, so I don't know what the controls are like for the other consoles or PC versions. If you've used those, I'd like to take an informal poll. Did the controls change, and what did you think of the changes? You can give me your feedback in the comments below, on Twitter, by email, or on Facebook. But I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on this.
Could you sacrifice me to complete your mission? Could you watch me die?
Ay, what was that? I think John hit his head harder than anybody realized. Seriously, you'll see stuff like this at random intervals throughout a big part of the game, and I honestly have no idea what is going on, what is causing it, if it's real, if Master Chief is hallucinating, not a clue. And it's never explained. But as you saw, it often happens at very inconvenient times, like when you're jumping off a small cliff. I'm surprised I didn't faceplant there. We get to the extraction point where the pelicans are waiting, but they have way too much company.
Break off, now! Watch yourself! Off the thruster, hang on! Get a hold of her! Negative, we're going down!
That's bad. Now it's a rescue mission. Some of the brutes are heavily armored, but not heavily enough.
Flaming rot! The demon!
That's one more for you.
As I mentioned before, some people don't like the battle rifle with its 3-round burst mode. I don't mind it, and it has good reach and good punch. A gun that can do that is okay in my book. We also have some old friends. Still the best Covenant weapon ever. We have some new types of grenades, including spike grenades that can be pretty nasty. But for surefire effectiveness, I'll take the plasma grenade any day. You deal with the mess around that area, then you get a message from Johnson that his Pelican is down. He sounds like he's in pretty bad shape, so it's time to go help him out. Your Marines have some new anti-gravity equipment.
Well killed.
Oh, I see. They borrowed it from the Arbiter. That makes sense. There's the Pelican, but where's Johnson? Looks like the brutes found him first. Well, let's go find him. By the way, Master Chief can't swim.
In the event of a water landing, I have been designed to serve as a flotation device.
Here's another old friend.
Remember the mist. The mist is not your friend.
Right. Bad mist.
Naughty mist.
You track them to some kind of complex where you see this.
See how they bait their trap? I will help you spring it.
Sergeant Johnson is one of the great unsung badasses of all time.
I will tear your flesh from your bones with my teeth.
Yeah, we can get right on that. Further in, you encounter a brute with one of those hammers like Tartarus had in the second game. Once he's down, oh yeah, you can pick that thing up and use it. In my circles, we call it the awesome weapon. Why? That's why. Did you see how far that thing flew? Like the energy sword, the gravity hammer, as it's called, has a limited power supply. But it's usually plenty to do the job if you use it wisely. You battle your way to Johnson's makeshift cell and set him loose.
We're even, long as we're only counting today.
Thoroughly badass. Even more than Master Chief, really, because he doesn't have all that cool armor and stuff. All he has is his Sergeant Johnson-ness, and that's enough. Definitely more badass. A couple of phantoms come in just as your ride is approaching, so you have to deal with them. One nice feature that carried over from the second game, you can shoot the guns off them. Used car salesman? I've done a lot of shameful things, but I didn't actually look to see what that meant. I assume it has something to do with damaging a phantom. Your Pelican arrives and takes care of the phantoms. You hop aboard and head to base. There we meet another old friend.
Oh man, he's here. We're gonna be
Where did you find him?
Napping, out back.
I'll bet. It's good to see you, Chief.
Likewise, ma'am.
Let's get you up to speed.
She, along with someone else named Lord Hood, who's Skyping into this meeting, outlined the plan. Truth concentrated everything near the ruins of New Mombasa and started digging, looking for the Ark. The plan is for Master Chief to lead a raid and take out some anti-aircraft batteries, whereupon Lord Hood can send his ships in to destroy the project. Just as we get to the end of the plot exposition and start into political rambling, mercifully the power goes out. Or not.
Let him know.
All of you vermin, cowering in the dirt, thinking, what, I wonder, that you might escape the coming fire? No, your world will burn until its surface is but glass, and not even your demon will live to creep, blackened from its hole to mar the reflection of our passage, the culmination of our journey. For your destruction is the will of the gods, and I am their instrument.
Cocky bastard just loves to run his mouth.
Does he usually mention me?
Okay, I get it. Lord Hood rambles a lot less. Put him back on. Commander Keyes realizes this means they're about to be attacked, so she gives the order to evacuate, especially the wounded. And there's a lot of them.
Ma'am, squad leaders are requesting a rally point. Where should they go?
To war.
Deeply dramatic and utterly useless. Thanks for that. We know they're coming, so now we have to secure the perimeter defenses before they get here. Time to go to work. Get to know these corridors and places because you're going to be seeing them a lot. You'll go back and forth at least twice for this, that, or the other reason. The brass decide the most likely point of entry is the hangar, so you need to get there. But the Covenant are already there, so now it's a battle. Hey, they still stick to the wall when you grenade them. Cool! In the hangar, you have a massive battle, then a phantom comes in and drops even more enemies. That's another one of those gadgets I mentioned. It's some kind of flare that blinds everybody for a few seconds. I'm not sure how useful it is because if it blinds them, there's a pretty good chance it's going to blind me too. I found all the gadgets of limited usefulness. They seemed like more of a gimmick than anything else, at least to me. You clear the hangar and a Pelican comes in to pick you up.
Chief, op center, double time. The brutes are pressing hard.
Of course. You get past a swarm of drones and make it to the op center back where you started.
Chief, have a look. A little going-away gift for the Covenant. We've linked it to smaller charges throughout the base. Johnson, as soon as the evacuation is complete, start the timer.
Understood.
Good luck, everyone. See you on the last Pelican out.
So we're going to let them have the place and then let them have it. And you couldn't tell me this over the radio because there's still stuff to do. Along the way, you heard announcements about the barracks. The brutes have taken it and there are still Marines in there. Time to go rescue them. There's a gun turret set up in here and you can use it. But not only can you use it, oh yeah, this is going to be good. How's it do against brutes?
No! Please!
It'll do. You meet up with the Arbiter and head in to try and rescue some Marines. I think the brutes got drunk before they did this. Well, fraggin' Rosenkerschmap to you too! Nobody talks to me like that! So there! This one tossed out one of those bubble shields, and here's why I don't find it useful. Watch closely. I can't shoot in, but he can't shoot out either. So what's the point? I suppose if my shield needed recharging or something, but that takes less time than ever, so I really don't see the point. You get the survivors to an elevator for evac, but Johnson reports that the op center has fallen and they're retreating to the hangar. You meet lots more brutes along the way. Some of them have jetpacks. If you're a decent shot, or ridiculously lucky like me, you can do some nifty stuff. I'll take it. You get the Marines onto a Pelican, then learn that you have to go back to the op center yet again because the brutes have disarmed the bomb. So your job is to take out the brutes and rearm the bomb. Sure, simple, let's go.
Hit the switch, Chief. Arm that bomb.
That did it, Chief. Bomb's armed.
We got your exit. A service elevator in the hangar. Head downstairs and cut through the caves.
Back to the op center, back to the hangar, back to the motor pool, back to the op center, back to the hangar.
Oh no! Help me!
I just really like that one. Not only did it take out all those grunts except one, it also took out most of that drone swarm. How often does that happen? More to the point, how often do you get to capture it for posterity? You battle onto the elevator that Johnson told you about, with Cortana still giving you those cryptic messages along the way. It takes you to a motor pool where more Marines are trying to find a way out. You hop a couple of warthogs, head through a makeshift tunnel, and emerge into daylight.
You're gonna feel that in the morning.
Hello, Warthog, it's been way too long. You hear broken transmissions along the way telling you to go somewhere and do something, like get to the town of and help rescue a damaged convoy about kilometers outside of Void. Piece of cake, let's get going. What the heck is that thing? Well, it's called a chopper, and it's quite possibly the most useless mode of transportation in the entire Halo universe. It has limited weaponry, flops around like a landed fish, and handles like it's riding you. If you can get any use out of one of these, you're a better man than I am, Gunga Din. You get to a tunnel where the Covenant have put up an energy shield to keep you from continuing.
Take down that barrier, Chief. Power supply should be inside the tunnel.
Well, that's effective. From here, taking down the barrier is easy.
By uncovering this relic, we pay homage to their glory. When the dust settles, we will all see what I already know. Here lies the path, the start of our great journey.
Unfortunately, it also triggered one of that guy's monuments to himself. A break in the road means leaving the Warthog behind and going on foot. And here I learned yet another way to take out a grunt.
Look out!
You meet up with some more Marines and keep battling toward the city. At one point you meet a Wraith. There's something I've been wanting to do. Let's see if I can do it in this game.
We need to hold out until they arrive.
I don't want to destroy it, I want to drive it. But I guess that's not an option. Too bad, it could have really been fun. The brutes have a massive defense set up at the entrance to the next tunnel, including one of those turrets. That thing was giving me no end of trouble until... Sometimes it really is better to be lucky than good. This is another one of those shields that you can just walk through, which I still don't understand. But this brings you to what's left of the city, and now it's time to go hunt those anti-aircraft wraiths.
You're going down, big guy!
That just sounds doubly goofy coming from a grunt, even in the new voice. Further on I found a ghost to drive, but I pretty well immediately have to open this door. Oh wait, I guess he's gonna do it. Hello? Okay, maybe not. Guess I'll do it. That was a little weird. A nice improvement somewhere down the line would be to give an NPC like that the ability to open a door if he's close to it. But clearly, nobody can open a door like a Spartan. They push those little buttons with Spartan power. Eventually, you come to the first anti-aircraft wraith.
Flyboys are gonna love us for that!
That was a lot easier than I expected. When I heard anti-aircraft, I was thinking something a lot bigger. But I'm not complaining. We move on to the next area where there's a couple more of those, plus a lot more defenses. Hold on, what are those things fighting the Banshees? Nice weaponry. Wow, I don't know what that thing is, but I hope I get a turn in one soon. The Covenant bring in a Scarab to help protect their anti-aircraft emplacements. Pelicans, warthogs, and all other manner of human vehicles gather around it and throw everything they have at it, but it's pointless. We all know the only way to bring these things down is from the inside. There's a big crane structure nearby to help you get in. But make sure your jump command is in good working order. Much better. In the second game, all we had to do to destroy one of these things was eliminate the crew. Not anymore, we have to find the power core and destroy it. Johnson tells you that you'll know it when you see it, but he's got a lot more confidence than I do. I went all over this thing and couldn't figure out where it was. Meanwhile, it was still roaming around firing that massive cannon and wreaking havoc. You'd think I could at least take out the pilots like we did before, but not this time. I guess they finally figured out how to lock the door to the cockpit.
Look for a weak spot, Chief. Power core, something like that. Get away! It's gonna blow!
Well done, Chief.
Found it. The Arbiter joins you and you head on toward the really big AA gun.
We've got this area locked down, sir. Follow us. We'll get you through.
Not with this thing, you won't. Oh, there it goes. Just had to hold my mouth right. You know what? Screw it, I'll go on foot. One thing I need to comment on more is the grenades. It's sort of a bittersweet thing because as we move from game to game, the number of grenades we can carry keeps getting smaller. We're down to 2 here. It supposedly makes up for that by giving us a couple of new types of grenades, but really, I'd rather have more storage and not have to keep switching types. The frag and plasma grenades, the good old standbys, still work the best. The spike grenades are okay, and what was the other one? Oh, right, I guess that one's okay. Play with them and see what you like. Everything I'm telling you here is my personal preference and nothing more. So if you have a better time with them, cool. Okay, that was neat. He threw that shield out just as my spike grenade went off, and apparently that channeled even more of the explosion back at him and his buddies. I will not argue. Did you see the way that thing's armor started deteriorating as I shot at it? That's a huge improvement because you can actually tell that you're doing some damage. I like it! But now I'm confused. I thought in the second game the Hunters decided to join the Arbiter and the Elites to bring down the Prophets and the Brutes. Why are they fighting on the other side now? Because technical scientific reasons that you don't need to know. We finally make it to the actual anti-aircraft emplacement.
Chief, Hood's ships are closing fast. Destroy that gun. We're out of time.
That's more along the lines of what I expected to find. Let's take care of this thing so Lord Hood can bring his ships in and shut this operation down. It's heavily defended, of course, but you have a bunch of guys with you as well as the Arbiter, so you get up to it. We have to take a very different approach to destroying this thing. It has this heat vent that opens every time it fires, and that's when it's vulnerable. Unfortunately, I was low on ammo, and my only other weapon was the hammer, so I had to find something else quick. Okay, that'll do. And here comes the fleet.
All ships, fire at will.
This shouldn't take long. What's it doing?
This is the way the world ends.
I have no idea what just happened.
What did Truth just do? Did he activate the rings?
No, sir. But he certainly did something.
Thank you for that startling revelation. All this time I thought you caused events like that by doing nothing. All these years I've been wrong!
Evac wounded and regroup. Wherever Truth went. Sir, new contact slipping in.
What is it? More brutes?
Worse.
We all know what's in that ship, don't we? All three games follow a basic structure. Part 1, fight the Covenant. Part 2, fight the Flood. This one is no different as far as that goes, but we're definitely going way beyond the superficial stuff we've seen so far. Through interactions with the Gravemind, this game gives us a lot of insight into the Flood, their motivations, how they think, and a lot more. It makes them a lot more interesting, if no less irritating. We get word that they're spreading all over the city, so the only course of action is to get to the crashed ship, overload its engines, and destroy the whole city. Take a wild guess who gets to do that. At least the awesome weapon makes short work of them, even the converted brutes. Eventually, I found a shotgun.
Hey, great job.
It's a pretty good battle, during which we relearn something about the Flood. Notice what's happening in the background over to the left there. I already killed that one, or whatever you do to make a Flood stop moving. But a spore came along and went to work on the body and restarted it. So from now on, when you blast them, make sure they're dust. Duly noted. We come upon this guy.
They were all infected. I can see it crawling, sliding around beneath. Oh.
Unlike that guy in the first game, he's not shooting at me, so I'll leave him alone. And since he has a pretty good reason to be freaked out, I won't think about bitch slapping him like I wanted to do to that guy in the Covenant hangar in the first game. You get some help in the form of a carrier full of elites. They're tasked with handling the flood while the humans evacuate as much of the city as they can. But they're bringing very bad news.
High charity is fallen.
What?
Has quarantine been broken? The single ship broke through our line.
I can't hear you.
We had a fleet of hundreds.
What? You might have been able to tell that I was trying to figure out which two of those elites were talking so I could get close enough to hear. I have no idea what the middle part of that conversation was, but they said High Charity had fallen to the flood and something about the flood evolved. That's as much as I could catch. If they explained how the flood evolved, it was impossible to hear. But further on, you hear quite clearly that Cortana is on that ship. So Master Chief is off to rescue his lady love. After he deals with this thing.
This fight is over.
Okay, there's evolving and then there's that. What in the world did I just watch?
We are allies!
Whatever it was, I apparently watched it a little too long. You get onto the exterior of the ship and then jump in. And now it's time for Fantastic Journey, the colonoscopy.
Do not be afraid. I am peace. I am salvation.
A colon that talks. Hey, why not? We've had Cortana doing this all through the game. What's one more voice in my head? Really? I have no clue how any of this is happening, and again, it's never explained. But these little interludes really upset the game flow. Between the jarring stops, the weird things happening on the screen, and the nonsense dialogue, it's hard to get back on track. I could have done without any of it. And figuring out where the heck to go in this place is hard enough without the occasional acid flashback. Whoever designed this level is drunker than I've ever been. Everything looks the same. Finding your way through is a matter of trial and error and nothing else, because this is freaking ridiculous. Basically, this is the flood-infested version of the library, except that you don't have a guide and just have to wander around like an idiot. It's my least favorite level of all the levels in all the games. And the payoff at the end is a little questionable. We find Cortana, but...
Chief.
Cortana?
High Charity, the Prophet's holy city is on...
Cortana!
Reclaimer. I must act quickly before your construct suffers any further trauma.
Leave her alone.
If we do not take this device to a safe location, somewhere I can make repairs.
On Halo, you tried to kill Cortana. You tried to kill me.
The Chief has a legitimate complaint. You have to love how Sparky just starts doing stuff as if he has free reign over everything. But now he genuinely seems to want to help save her. And what's he doing here anyway, and why isn't Master Chief a little surprised to see him? It's not Cortana. It's a recording telling them that High Charity, the Covenant capital city that we saw, is on its way to Earth and it's overrun with flood. We head out and meet up with our fleet to try and stop it. We land a bunch of us on the surface of something, and we head off to battle the brutes. What? But I thought the flood... Oh, never mind, let's just do this. You're trying to clear a landing zone for one of our big cruisers that needs to set down. We fight on foot for a while, then hop onto these things. The other Marines are on choppers, and all I can say is better them than me. I did end up driving one for a while, and it's kind of like the Warthog in that you need a gunner to have any kind of offensive capability beyond running them down. With a gunner, the firepower is adequate, but it still drives like you're wrangling a bowl of spaghetti. As soon as I could, I switched to a Ghost. This is the landing area we're supposed to clear. There's a couple of anti-air wraiths, some ghosts, and some foot traffic. Shouldn't be too hard. Take out the defenses, and here comes the ship forward unto dawn. Note to self, when a ship the size of Rhode Island wants to land, do not be under it. When it lands, the wait is worth it because... Oh yeah.
Hey, how does 90 millimeters of tungsten strike you?
Hold on, did I see... Play that again.
Hey, how does 90 millimeters...
He did! That grunt and the Ghost ran right over that brute. How can you not appreciate good help like that? For reasons that really aren't clear to me, we're looking for the silent cartographer. So, we're on another Halo? This is extremely confusing. And why are we looking for it? There's been a lot of dialogue about all this, but like that conversation about high charity, it's really hard to hear what they say. So I'll just keep going and see what happens.
Tank beats Ghost. Tank beats Hunter. Tank beats everything.
That's an acceptable course of events. The tank has a perfectly good machine gun on it, but that cannon is just so badass that using the machine gun almost feels like throwing rocks or something. I never have used it much. The weirdest part about this level is, Sparkle, Sparkle, Sparkle is coming with you to open any locked doors you might encounter. What his stake is in all this, I'm not sure. He says that since the Chief destroyed his installation, his only purpose now is to assist the Reclaimer. Apparently, either it doesn't matter what the Reclaimer is doing, or he's got some kind of hidden agenda in his back circuit and he's using us to carry out some kind of plan. Guess which one I'm betting on. We go inside, Spark opens a few doors, we turn on one of those light bridges so our armor can go through this place, and then continue on. It's time for us to start down to the map room. But I thought we were going down, not outside. Isn't the map this?
Heads up, Marines. You got trouble.
Oh, something else demands my attention right now. Confusingly enough, the Scarab just keeps going and vanishes. You hang around and deal with a bunch of troops and armor instead of following it.
Scarab's back. This time it means business. Bravo, flank and cover. I want everybody supporting the Chief. He'll take it down.
You had to know it wasn't going to be that easy. I love the Sarge's confidence in Master Chief, so let's go live up to it. We have that big ramp there, and since I'm already in a Ghost, let's see if I can make the jump over to the Scarab. Then I tried it with a chopper.
Hit it in the knees, Chief!
I have no clue what happened there. I made the jump, hopped off the chopper, and then something made me fly back about to where I started. But what and how? I've watched that clip who knows how many times and I still can't figure it out. And I still need to find a way onto this thing. Like that. I could not do that again.
You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home.
You battle your way into this place and start down. There are several squads of armored brutes, but fortunately for you, when you shoot one of their helmets off, the brute is dumb enough to stand there and say, "Bet you can't do that again."